Hello there. Man, it's a beautiful day today. Just wanted to do a quick little video on a Wednesday afternoon to just out here enjoying the day. Just wanted to post something on my channel because I have been rather inactive lately. So, let me just adjust the camera. Man, it's bright out here. Hope I'm not all whitewashed. And yes, I do hope your phone falls in the toilet. So, let's talk about November 4th. Now, I'll admit, I must not be paying very much attention because I only caught wind of this whole Antifa November 4th activism crap just a couple of days ago. And I didn't really give it much thought, but man, apparently people on the internet are pretty concerned. I shouldn't say people on the internet. People get on the internet to express their concern about this, and you know, at first I thought, man, this can't be that big a deal. I mean, look at Antifa. Now, I'm no big, hardy, ruddy, rough and tough and tumble guy, but I mean, come on. Look at the characters of Antifa. Bespectacled, fat, green hair, weird clothing. You know, when they're not all in black and waving their stupid little flags and, you know, swinging sticks at each other. And the guys in Antifa, I mean, God, scrawny-necked cucks. Come on. Most of them look like they couldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag, and yet here they are acquiring guns, training, you know, martial arts training. I don't know how seriously they're taking that, because you can't really start a revolution with a couple of weeks of martial arts training and go, I'm a street warrior. Yeah, it doesn't quite work that way. I mean, I can only imagine the scenario, right? All these groups of Antifa all around the country come out and they start going down streets that maybe they've not been down before in, you know, some residential neighborhoods that might be a little more ghetto than they're used to, and all of a sudden they run into people who really do work out on a daily basis, who are accustomed to a level of violence that they just can't fathom on a daily basis. I'm just musing. I'm just curious to see how that would work. Now, let's leave that to our imagination. But regardless, you know, I'm finding out that a lot of people are taking this whole November 4th date with Antifa's claim that they're going to start a civil war pretty seriously. And I gotta say, they're right. It should be taken seriously. Now, I think it should be taken seriously if for no other reason than the fact that Antifa has declared its intent to start a civil war. I mean, you can see their behavior is anything but civil. Now, I might place a lot of value on behaving in a civil manner, but at some point, you got to put that aside when you're dealing with people that don't respond to civility, to rational discussion, who don't respond to logic, who don't respond to a sequence of observations that can lead you to a conclusion, a rational conclusion, right? Because these people are, you know, quite obviously completely irrational. I mean, they think it's like they think they can start a civil war, you know, in a year. Now, I know Antifa's been around for a little while. They've ramped up their activism. God, I hate activism. You know, that's why you don't see me out there in these stupid protests. You know, I don't go down to Berkeley and get into those crowds. I don't put on a helmet and carry a sign with a stick and carry mace and a shield. All that crap. That's why do people do that? Well, I shouldn't ask that. I know why people do that. So they can get on TV. So they can go to all their friends and be like, hey, look at me, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. Yeah, well, fuck you. Why don't you keep that shit private? You know, why don't you just go live your life and not, like, push it out there in the public sphere? I guess it's just a popular thing to do, a popular ego-stroking activity. Now, that's not to say I'll never go to a protest or I'll never go to an event. You know, and I suspect a lot of people go to those events for the purpose of getting into a scuffle with somebody, maybe testing their mettle. Well, hey, man, you can still do that. Just go to a biker bar. That'll test your mettle. I mean, you know, don't engage with these Antifa cucks. Seriously. You know, so what if you can kick an Antifa dude's ass? Really, Antifa isn't going to change the course of Western civilization. They're not going to change the course of this country. You know what is going to change the course of this country, or help it maintain its course, if that's your goal, is you being you every day of the week, right? Getting up and going to work, getting your grocery shopping done, picking the kids up from school, you know, hanging with the family, getting together with your friends, having a good time, just living your life. In case you haven't noticed, these people in Antifa, they're not living their life, right? They're living some fantasy. That they're consumed by this fantasy. And it's unfortunate because it's bleeding over into those that oppose Antifa, right? They're not living their life either. They're consumed with a similar fantasy, and it's all the fantasy of statism, right? They're all statists, and Antifa likes to call themselves anarchists. They're not anarchists. They want bigger government, bigger, more oppressive, more totalitarian government than anybody I think I've ever seen. Except, you know, when you go back and you read history, you know, and you read about Marxism, you read about socialist ideologies, you read about the Nazi Socialist Party, which, you know, by the way, I'm sorry, Nazis don't exist, and if they do, they're old men with one foot in the grave. So, I mean, come on, people, get off the Nazi thing, really? Now, so my point is that those that are opposing Antifa are equally wrapped up in this statist fantasy where they've got to go fight, they've got to go do this. No, you don't. No, you don't. Protect your home, protect your family, protect your friends, protect your children. That's all you got to do. And unfortunately, you know, there are elements in society that are making that more difficult for ordinary people to do. That doesn't mean they should give up. Doesn't mean they should go out there and virtue signal and hold some sign and wear a pussy hat. God, I love that whole pussy hat thing. I haven't made many comments on it just because I know I'm going to get a lot of flack from, you know, haters and shit. Well, so come November 4th, let me ask you, what are you going to do? Are you going to get up and go to work that day? Are you going to take the day off? Are you going to go be an activist? Are you going to, you know, I don't know, have a cookout with friends? Are you going to, you know, watch your normal shows? Are you going to hang out with the family? You could just, like, what are you going to do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm unemployed. I'm going to sit here and drink beer and play video games and, you know, in between looking for work. And whatever else it is unemployed people like me do. And then, of course, like everybody else, I'm going to get on social media and go check out what Antifa is up to on November 5th. See what kind of chaos they brought. See how many freeways they blocked. See how many people got ran over. You know, see if they hooked up with BLM to go, you know, start a civil war. And it's funny because it's like in the media, they're almost promoting this kind of stuff. There's this whole Black Panther movie coming out. Looks pretty good, actually. I love action movies. Don't care too much if the dialogue has any intelligence or not. I like to see an action movie. But, I mean, this whole Black Panther thing just sort of smacks of, you know, black power. And, I mean, if you haven't noticed, it's okay to have brown pride, yellow pride, anything except white pride. You know, any other kind of power except white power. And so, you know, I'm just looking at Antifa going, man, those guys are the closest representation I can think of to what people see in a derogatory light as being white power, because 90% of them are white, and yet they hate whites. They're self-loathing cucks. So, I don't really have a question. Those are just my comments, but yeah, I have a mild curiosity. How are you reacting to this whole November 4th, the start of the Civil War, and Antifa? You know, be safe out there. Take precautions, but don't let yourself get wrapped up in it. And if shit does hit the fan, if it really is more than I think it's going to shake out to be, well, yeah, well, I'm going to have to deal with that too. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Stay safe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you for the next video. Ciao.